Every day, people throw away things they see as worthless: scrap tires, used cardboard, broken electronics. But for a smart entrepreneur, that's not waste. It's an untapped goldmine. In this video, we're revealing 33 unusual machines that turn that exact trash into cash. Your perfect backyard business might be number 5, or it could be number 29. The only way to find out is to watch them all. Let's get started. Think of the billions of broken crayon stubs tossed out each year by schools, restaurants, and families. Instead of ending up in a landfill, they can become the foundation for a colorful and creative business. This is where the recycled crayon melting pot and molding system comes in. For a startup cost of around $2,000, you get a setup that safely melts down old crayon pieces. You simply collect donated or cheaply sourced crayons, sort them by color, and pour the liquid wax into fun silicone molds. Think dinosaurs, letters, or custom shapes. The beauty of this business is the extremely low cost of raw materials. You're turning free waste into a premium product. A small pack of these unique recycled crayons can sell for $5 to $15 on Etsy, at local craft fairs, or as eco-friendly party favors. What if you could turn everyday food scraps into a high-demand, profitable product? This is possible with a Black Soldier FlyLare Farming bin. And the best part? You can get started for around $160. This isn't just composting. It's a micro livestock farm. You feed waste food to the bin, and the voracious larvae do all the work, converting it into valuable protein. The system is ingeniously designed for the mature larvae to self-harvest by crawling into a collection container. You end up with two products. First, the larvae themselves. A premium, high-protein feed for chickens, reptiles, and fish that pet owners and small farmers will pay top dollar for. Second, you get frass, the rich, potent fertilizer the larvae leave behind, which is gold for organic gardeners. It's a truly circular business, turning free waste into two separate income streams right from your own backyard. Each year, over 1 billion tires are discarded worldwide. But for many, only the tread is gone. The sturdy inner casing is perfectly reusable. This waste stream is your business opportunity. With a tire retreading machine, you can enter this market with a startup cost of around $600. The process is straightforward. You take a structurally sound tire casing, which can often be sourced for free from mechanics, buff away the old tread, and then apply and vulcanize a new layer of rubber. You're essentially breathing new life into a discarded product. Retreaded tires can be sold for 50 to 70% of the price of a new one, making them an incredibly attractive option for budget-conscious customers like taxi companies, local delivery fleets, or farm vehicle operators who go through tires quickly. Look around any workshop or lumberyard, and you'll see piles of scrap wood and offcuts. To most, it's trash. To a smart entrepreneur, it's the raw material for a product in constant demand. This is where a wood shaving machine turns waste into wealth. With a starting cost of around $750, you can launch a business that services a massive, often overlooked market. The machine takes scrap lumber, logs, or even thick branches and effortlessly turns them into fine, uniform wood shavings. These aren't just any wood chips. They are perfect, highly absorbent animal bedding. Your customers are everywhere. Horse stables, poultry farms, pet stores needing bedding for rabbits and hamsters, and even organic gardeners who use shavings as mulch. Your raw material cost is practically zero. You're collecting waste that businesses are often happy to give away. You simply package the high-quality shavings and sell them to a market that constantly needs to restock. Every spring, gardeners and nurseries generate mountains of plastic waste from flimsy seedling pots that are often used only once. But what if you could sell a better alternative and start this green business for around $550? Meet the Soil Block Maker. This isn't just about reducing waste, it's about creating a superior product. This rugged tool compresses a mixture of compost and soil into dense, nutrient-rich blocks that act as their own pot. The process is simple. Mix your soil, press, and eject. Your business is selling these ready-to-plant blocks by the tray. Your target market includes organic farms, community gardens, and weekend gardeners at farmers markets who want to give their plants a healthier, shock-free start without the plastic. By using your own compost, your material costs are nearly zero, turning dirt into a highly profitable, eco-friendly product. Okay, Let's pause for a second. Whether you're selling soil blocks, recycled crayons, or any of the other products we'll discuss, one thing is certain in today's world. You will need a website, but just having a website isn't enough. You have to know that it's actually working for your customers at all times. So, I want to share a quick personal tip here. There's an amazing, transparent service called Uptime Card. It's a free tool that watches your site 24/7 and alerts you instantly if it ever goes down. But here's the inside scoop that most people don't know. If you register now, they give you their premium plan for free, and you can keep that plan for a very long time. What's even cooler is that it's not just for monitoring. It can even give you data-driven advice on what technology to use to make your website faster. It's a total game changer for anyone starting out. All right, now back to the machines. The world of fast fashion leaves behind mountains of textile waste, but for the savvy entrepreneur, that's not trash. It's raw material. For an almost unbelievable startup cost of just $13, you can launch an upcycled fabric twine business. The core of this operation is a simple, hand-cranked ball winder. Your process is to source unwanted t-shirts, bed sheets, and fabric scraps, materials you can often get for free. After cutting them into long, continuous strips, the winder neatly transforms the fabric into professional-looking balls of craft twine. This unique, eco-friendly material is a hot commodity for weavers, macrame artists, and DIY decorators who will happily buy it on Etsy or at local artisan markets, turning zero-cost material into almost pure profit. What if you could convert piles of sawdust, agricultural scraps, or even shredded cardboard into a ready-to-burn fuel source? That's exactly what a biomass briquette machine does. For an investment of around $1,200, you can start a business turning this waste into cash. This machine takes loose organic material and, through sheer pressure, compacts it into dense, solid briquettes. No glue or chemical binders required. These logs are a superior, eco-friendly alternative to traditional firewood, burning longer, hotter, and with less smoke. Your market is huge. Sell them to homeowners for their fireplaces, supply local pizzerias with wood-fired ovens, or bag them for sale at camping supply stores. It's the ultimate recycling business, creating a valuable product from materials that others are trying to get rid of. Inside our old electronics, laptops, phones, and printers lies a hidden urban goldmine of precious metals like gold, copper, and palladium. The problem is, unlocking that value is tough for the average person. This is where an EWaste Shredder comes in. For a startup cost of around $1,500, you get a machine that is the crucial first step in this lucrative recycling chain. You can source your raw material, old electronics, for free from local residents and offices. This shredder's powerful jaws chew through circuit boards and plastic casings, turning bulky waste into a pile of small, uniform pieces. You don't do the complex refining yourself. Instead, you sell this shredded material by weight to larger scrap recyclers who pay a premium for pre-processed waste, making your job much simpler and highly profitable. The construction industry is always booming, and a key component of any home is its roof. You can enter this massive market on a small scale with a concrete roof tile machine, which costs about $1,000 to get started. This isn't a complex factory operation. The process involves mixing basic raw materials like sand, cement, and water, then feeding the mix into the machine, which presses and molds perfectly shaped, durable tiles. Your competitive edge isn't volume, it's agility. You can produce custom-colored tiles for specific architectural designs or fill small, urgent orders for local builders who can't wait for a large supplier. This business turns inexpensive bulk materials into a premium, in-demand building product. Every construction project creates a massive amount of waste, especially excavated earth and old rubble that usually gets hauled to a landfill. What if you could turn that waste soil into a high-value building material? That's exactly what an interlocking brick machine does. For a startup cost of around $1,700, you get a powerful manual press that transforms this waste into a business. The process is brilliantly simple. Mix the soil or crush debris with a small amount of cement and water, load the machine, and a single pull of a lever compresses the mixture into a solid brick. These aren't just any bricks. They're engineered to fit together like Legos, eliminating the need for mortar and dramatically cutting construction time and cost. You can sell these to landscapers, DIY homeowners for sheds and retaining walls, or eco-conscious builders. Bars, restaurants, and event centers create mountains of empty glass bottles every week. Instead of paying to haul that bulky waste away, they could be giving it to you. This is the Glass Bottle Crusher Machine, a business you can launch for about $1,000. This powerful machine takes whole glass bottles and safely pulverizes them into sand-like cullet in seconds. This not only drastically reduces the volume for transport, but also creates a valuable new material. The end product, sometimes called glass sand, is a hot commodity. It's sold at a premium to landscapers for unique mulching, to artists for creating terrazzo countertops and mosaic projects, or as an aggregate in custom concrete work. You're solving a waste problem for local businesses and creating a high-value product from something that was once considered trash. In every workshop, garage, and construction site, there's one consumable that's always in demand: welding rods. This is where a welding rod coating machine creates a unique opportunity. While it's a more serious investment at around $22,000, the business model is built on pure value addition. This machine takes inexpensive bulk steel wire, a simple raw material, and coats it with a precisely mixed flux powder, instantly turning it into a high-performance welding electrode. The real power here is customization. By changing the flux formula, you can produce specialized rods for different metals, like stainless steel or cast iron, products that often carry a premium price. You can then sell these directly to local fabrication shops, mobile welders, and agricultural repair services, undercutting the big brands while providing a crucial local supply. Expanded polystyrene, better known as styrofoam or thermocol, is a packaging nightmare. It's bulky, non-biodegradable, and fills up landfills. But for a business-minded recycler, it's a golden opportunity. This is where a thermocol EPS block machine comes in. While a more serious investment at around $11,000, its function is revolutionary. The machine takes heaps of lightweight foam waste and uses heat and pressure to compact it into dense, heavy blocks. Your business can collect this waste for free from furniture stores, appliance retailers, and construction sites, businesses that often pay for its removal. You then transform that worthless fluff into a valuable, easily transportable raw material. These compressed blocks are then sold to larger manufacturing facilities that recycle them into new products like park benches, picture frames, and insulation. For every beautiful pot or sculpture, there's a pile of scrap clay left behind. This waste, usually destined for the trash, can become a source of income with a ceramic Pug Mill. For a startup cost of around $2,000, you can offer a valuable recycling service to your local creative community. This machine is a powerhouse. It takes clay scraps, wet or dry, and kneads, homogenizes, and removes all the air bubbles, a process known as pugging. What comes out is a perfect dense block of reusable clay, ready for the potter's wheel. You can market this as a business-to-business service, charging local pottery studios, schools, and hobbyists by the pound to recycle their scrap clay. They save a ton of money on buying new materials, and you get paid for turning their waste back into a usable asset. Hidden inside nearly every discarded electronic device and construction site scrap pile is a valuable resource: copper, but it's usually trapped in plastic insulation. Scrap yards pay pennies for insulated wire, but top dollar for clean, bare metal. A cable stripping machine is your key to unlocking that value, and you can get started for around $150. This simple but effective machine cleanly slices the outer insulation, allowing you to effortlessly peel it away from the precious copper or aluminum core inside. Your business model is straightforward. Collect scrap wire for free or cheap from electricians, remodelers, and e-waste events. Strip it down and then sell the high-grade, clean metal to recycling centers for a huge markup. It's a direct way to turn other people's junk and a little bit of your effort into pure, cold, hard cash. Think about the mountain of waste paper your home produces: junk mail, newspapers, cardboard. Instead of just recycling it, you could be converting it into fuel. For an unbelievably low startup cost of around $35, you can do exactly that with a recycled paper log maker. This simple but brilliant manual press takes soaked paper pulp, which you can make for free from any waste paper, and compacts it into a dense brick. After letting it dry, you have a solid paper log that burns much slower and longer than loose paper. These are perfect for selling as eco-friendly fire starters or fuel for wood stoves and fire pits. You can market them to neighbors, at local markets, or to campers, turning free trash into cash with almost no initial investment. Bamboo is one of the planet's fastest growing plants, a super sustainable resource that's often underutilized. You can transform it into a highly sought after product with a bamboo charcoal kiln and briquette press for an initial investment of around $2,000. This system allows you to take raw bamboo and carbonize it into charcoal inside a specialized kiln. Then, you simply grind the charcoal and use the briquette press to form it into dense, uniform blocks. These aren't just any barbecue briquettes. Bamboo charcoal burns hotter, longer, and with less smoke, making it a premium fuel. You can market it to barbecue restaurants and high-end grocers, or even sell the loose charcoal powder for use in filtration and air purifiers, tapping into the completely different wellness market. Woodworking shops and sawmills generate mountains of sawdust, a waste product they often have to pay to get rid of. But for you, it's a free resource. With a wood sawdust briquette machine, which starts at around $6,100, you can transform this dusty nuisance into a profitable fuel source. This machine uses extreme pressure to compress loose sawdust into dense, log-like briquettes. No glues, no binders. The natural lignin in the wood does all the work. The result is a clean-burning, long-lasting fuel that's perfect for wood stoves, fireplaces, and even pizzerias. You solve a disposal problem for local businesses and create a premium, eco-friendly product with a huge profit margin. Every construction site and woodworking shop produces tons of scrap wood, offcuts, sawdust, and flawed pieces that usually end up in a dumpster. Here's a way to turn that wood pile into profit. You can launch your own custom panel business with a plywood hot press machine for around $4,000. The concept is simple. You collect and process waste wood into thin sheets or particles, apply a strong adhesive, and then let the machine use intense heat and pressure to fuse everything into a solid, high-quality board. This isn't just recycling, it's upcycling. You can create unique, reclaimed-style panels and sell them at a premium to furniture makers, artists, and DIY enthusiasts who are looking for sustainable and distinctive materials. What do woodworking shops, construction sites, and tree trimming services have in common? They all generate tons of scrap wood, often paying to have it hauled away. That waste stream is your golden opportunity. With a sawdust making machine, you can launch a profitable recycling business for around $2,000. The machine is simple. It takes waste wood, like offcuts, broken pallets, or branches, and pulverizes it into valuable sawdust. The market for this material is surprisingly diverse and stable. Sell it by the bag to equestrian stables and farms for animal bedding, to gardeners as a potent compost additive or mulch, or to auto shops and workshops as an absorbent. You're essentially collecting free raw materials and transforming them into an in-demand commodity with multiple sales channels. Aluminum cans are everywhere, and each one is a tiny piece of cash. The trick is collecting enough to make it worthwhile. That's where a heavy-duty can crusher comes in. For a startup cost of around $500, you can get a pneumatic machine that turns bulky bags of empty cans into dense, stackable bricks of aluminum in minutes. This is a game of volume. You can partner with local bars, event venues, or community centers, sources that generate huge quantities of cans. Instead of them hauling massive, lightweight bags to the recycling center, you offer a convenient collection service. Every construction site, from a simple garden wall to a house extension, runs on mortar, but mixing it on site is often inconsistent and time-consuming. You can solve that problem. While a more significant investment, a compact dry mortar mixing plant with a startup cost around $20,000 can be a game changer. This machine precisely combines sand, cement, and additives to create perfect, ready-to-use bagged mixes. You can even incorporate recycled aggregates like crushed concrete or glass, turning demolition waste into a key building material. Your customers are local contractors, hardware stores, and landscaping companies who will pay for the convenience and quality of a consistent product. You become the go-to supplier for your local construction scene, a truly foundational business. Every storm, every land clearing project, and every arborist's job creates tons of waste wood that often just gets sent to a landfill. This is where you can step in with a firewood processing machine. With an initial investment of around $3,200, you can turn this wood waste into a hot-selling commodity. This machine transforms hours of backbreaking work into a streamlined process. You simply load a log, and it automatically cuts it to length and splits it into perfectly sized firewood. By partnering with local tree removal services or construction sites, you can often get your raw material for free. You then sell the processed firewood by the bundle or cord to homeowners, campgrounds, and even restaurants with wood-fired ovens. It's a classic business, but with a modern recycled twist. What happens to tires that are too damaged for retreading? They usually end up in bulky, problematic waste piles. The tire sidewall cutter offers a simple and profitable solution. With an initial investment of around $1,000, this machine allows you to deconstruct scrap tires efficiently. It cleanly slices the sidewalls from the tread, turning one piece of difficult waste into two manageable products. The rubber sidewalls are sought after by farmers as durable weights for silage tarps or by landscapers for use as rugged garden planters. The remaining treads are then much easier to sell in bulk to larger rubber recyclers. You take on a problematic waste product and turn it into raw material for several different markets. We use billions of pencils a year, and that's a lot of trees. But what if you could make them from recycled paper instead? You can, with a paper pencil rolling and gluing machine. For a startup investment of around $1,700, you can get into the business of eco-friendly writing tools. The machine takes strips of waste paper, like old newspapers or even colorful junk mail, tightly rolls them around a graphite lead, and applies glue to form a hard, durable pencil barrel. The real magic is the customization. Imagine pencils made from maps, comic books, or sheet music. You can sell these unique pencils to schools, businesses looking for green promotional items, or directly to consumers through craft markets and online stores, turning scrap paper into a premium, sought-after product. Every day, tons of single-use plastic and paper plates are thrown away. But what if you could offer a stunningly beautiful, all-natural alternative made from agricultural waste? This is the business behind the Eureka leaf plate machine. For a more substantial investment of around $20,000, you can establish a serious production line. The raw material is the key. Naturally shed leaves from the Eureka palm, which are typically considered waste. The machine uses only heat and pressure to clean and mold these leaves into strong, durable, and fully compostable plates and bowls. No chemicals, no binders. Your target market is massive and growing. Eco-conscious event planners, restaurants, food trucks, and anyone looking for a premium, sustainable alternative to disposables. You're turning free or low-cost leaves into a high-value product. Old blue jeans are a staple in every closet, but what happens when they're worn out or out of style? Millions of pairs end up in landfills, but that wasted denim has incredible value, especially as insulation. This is where an upcycled denim insulator shredder and press comes into play. You can start this eco-conscious manufacturing business for about $4,700. The system is a two-part powerhouse. First, an industrial shredder pulverizes donated denim into a soft, fluffy fiber. Then, a heated press bonds these fibers into dense, standardized insulation bats. The final product is a superior building material. Denim insulation offers excellent thermal and sound dampening qualities, and, unlike fiberglass, it's non-toxic and itch-free. Your market is the growing segment of green builders, van life converters, and tiny home enthusiasts willing to pay a premium for a sustainable, high-performance product. For every successful garden or farm, the secret lies in the soil, and premium soil means premium compost. That's where you come in. For a startup cost of around $4,600, you can get a commercial-grade compost sieve or trommel. This machine is your key to upgrading a low-value material into a high-demand product. You can source large volumes of raw, unscreened compost, often cheaply from municipal green waste programs or farms. Then, you feed it into the trommel. As the drum rotates, it sifts out all the undesirable rocks, twigs, and clumps, leaving you with only the finest, nutrient-rich black gold. You can then bag this A-grade product and sell it at a premium to garden centers, landscapers, and organic farming operations who value quality above all. Imagine creating paper that doesn't just get thrown away, but actually grows into flowers or herbs. Welcome to the world of plantable paper. With a plantable paper making machine setup, which you can assemble with a very low initial investment, you can transform junk mail and scrap paper into something truly special. The process is both an art and a science. You create a pulp from recycled paper, embed it with wildflower, herb, or vegetable seeds, and then press and dry it into custom sheets. This isn't just paper, it's a premium, high-value product. Think of the market. biodegradable wedding invitations, memorable business cards, unique product tags, and gift cards that customers can plant in their gardens. You're selling a zero-waste story and an experience, turning discarded trash into a living, breathing product. After a storm or a big landscaping job, what happens to all those fallen branches and wood scraps? For most, it's a costly disposal problem. For you, it's a business opportunity. With a wood chipper machine, which you can get for around $700, you can turn that yard waste into a valuable resource. The business model is brilliant in its simplicity. Partner with local tree trimmers and landscapers who are often looking for free ways to offload their wood waste. You get your raw material at no cost. You simply feed the branches into the chipper and out comes high-quality wood mulch. Bagged mulch sells consistently well at garden centers and hardware stores. You can sell directly to homeowners, landscapers, and nurseries, turning a nuisance for others into a sought-after product for your customers. The global shift away from single-use plastics has created a massive opportunity for businesses that still need disposable items. Think food festivals, caterers, and coffee shops. Enter the biodegradable cornstarch tableware machine. While a more significant investment at around $37,000, the potential is enormous. This automated system uses heat and pressure to transform raw cornstarch pellets into sturdy, fully compostable plates, bowls, and cutlery. Your raw material is a low-cost, renewable agricultural product. You can become the go-to local supplier for eco-conscious events and businesses, offering a green alternative that today's consumers actively seek out. You're not just selling plates, you're selling a sustainable solution to a global problem. While some tires can be retreaded, what about the millions that can't? They become a huge disposal problem. And your next business venture, enter the recycled tire shredder and crumb rubber granulator. With a startup cost around $5,000, you can get a powerful system that transforms whole waste tires into a sellable commodity. You feed old tires, sourced cheaply or even for free from garages and junkyards, into the machine. It first shreds them, often separating out the steel wire, and then granulates the rubber into a consistent size. This crumb rubber is in high demand. It's used to create soft playground surfaces, durable athletic tracks, landscaping mulch, and is even mixed into asphalt for quieter, longer-lasting roads. You're not just cleaning up a landfill, you're producing a valuable raw material for other industries. With the explosion of online shopping, businesses are facing two major problems: a mountain of waste cardboard and the rising demand for eco-friendly packaging. You can solve both with a cardboard perforator shredder. For a startup investment of around $2,000, you can launch a business that turns trash into a premium product. The process couldn't be simpler. You collect used cardboard boxes, which you can often get for free from local stores, and feed them into this machine. It transforms the flat sheets into a flexible, cushiony mesh, perfect for protecting items during shipping. Your target market is huge. Every local business, artist, or Etsy seller that ships products and wants a sustainable alternative to plastic bubble wrap or packing peanuts. You are literally turning free waste into valuable, eco-friendly packaging filler.